firstly, adaptability and the ability to embrace the unexpected. I had to readjust to a new team and topic, challenges with scheduling and securing interviews, which meant that there were times we had to reorganize ourselves very quickly and be adaptable and flexible in order to get interviews done. Finally, during our interviews, we were uncovering many different paths to the problem, some of which seemed at odds with each other, not what we were expecting at all. So our team had to frequently check in to sense make what we were hearing to uncover the root of these concerns and frustrations we were hearing. Doing qualitative research by nature does require that flexibility and adaptability. The second lesson is the importance of thorough research planning. There were times when we actually weren't able to get enough interviewees and it was really difficult to connect them. And I think that it was we didn't plan properly with the research plan in the first place, thinking that it might be easy to get access to people since one of our team members was working with the TPS. The research plan didn't really consider contingencies and incentives for participating in a really powerful way. And so as such, not having a really thorough research plan, especially with getting interviewees in the first place, was a major hurdle we had to overcome during the exercise. The third was really around learning is around showing, don't tell. I am by nature a very visual person, so I was happy to learn new ways in which I could show my story. For example, word frequency. I've quite proudly used word clouds in the past to visualize emerging themes, but never appreciated that it really didn't show the relative frequencies among the words themselves. So for this project, it was really useful to spend the time looking at different ways which I could represent word count and force myself to assess each one of these ways critically until what I found to believe the best representation. I'll definitely be pushing myself to go beyond the visuals of just a beautifully designed slide to really powerful, impactful storytelling, visual storytelling. In this project, I found myself being challenged in new ways. I had to very consciously work hard to overcome my own biases when doing some of the interviews. Specifically, there were officers who fit the stereotypical bill, middle-aged Caucasian men who were policemen, and I admittedly went in with the bias that they would be unwilling to change, they would be unwilling to use a new data system because they were just accustomed to doing things their own way. And found actually more often than not that these men were actually really willing to try something new and were actually upfront in admitting that they needed help. So it really caused me to kind of think about how empathetic I truly believed myself to be. To quote Dean Jackson, listening is an art that requires attention over talent, spirit over ego, others over self. I described myself as a servant leader because I genuinely believe that is what a leader does. They help others. The whole concept of user-centered research and user-centered design really is about that selflessness to leverage your own privileges to improve the situations and lives of others. Listening, understanding, and insight finding are critical elements of doing this work. It's very easy for a leader, by virtue of their position, to impress their ideated solution on others, kind of like the I must know better than you do attitude. But I really think that user-centered leadership allows us to go from that place where I know your problem better than you do to the place where I can help you solve your problem by listening to you and co-creating a right solution for you, with you.